Hey everyone, it's Mr. Dillo here with another Pokemon challenge. Last time was pretty easy, so today I'm going to be doing a much harder challenge, as today I find out if I can beat Pokemon Emerald with only a Magnemite. Looking at its base stats is absolutely terrible, that is, except for his decent defense and a high special attack. What's worse is his move pool doesn't allow for much coverage from both level up and through TM. I feel as if this challenge will be one of the hardest things I've ever done in any video game ever. As for the rules of this challenge, there will be no Pokemon battle besides Magnemite. I'll have to use a magic card for required double battles only. I'll need Pokemon for HMs, but they can't battle, and no items to battle except for held items. If I'm going to be honest, I doubt I'll be able to beat this challenge, considering the fact that ground and fire types are quite common in this game, and I have little to no coverage for it. Maybe if I get lucky with some double teams, I can win fights against any ground types, but I'll need to be very lucky as I'll probably get one shot. Anyways, leave a comment down below on if you think I can do this, and let's get started. I first start off the game by setting the time to 4:20. Nice. I then go on to get my Pokemon, of which I replaced Torchic with Magnemite so I'd have a challenge later with Swampert. I name it Voltron as always and check its stats. It has a sturdy ability which is basically useless in this gen, and it also has a serious nature which is just as useless, as there are no stat changes. Time for the first rival fight, and since Mudkip is still mono water, 2 Thunder Shocks take it down. I go ahead and catch a party full of Zigzagoons to get easy access to items from their pickup ability. As at the right level, I can earn rare candies which will save some time grinding later. In the next town over, we meet Wally and help him catch a Ralts, which doesn't naturally spawn here. After making my way to Rustboro, I decide to fight a trainer in the gym and realize I do too little damage to take down a single Geodude. I take another look at Voltron's move pool and I see that I can learn Sonic Boom. It does 20 base damage, so it can do considerable damage to any low-level Pokemon, regardless of type, except for Ghost. Roxanne time. First 2 Pokemon are Geodude, and they both go down after 2 Sonic Booms. Last is Nose Pass, and between me getting it low and it being healed, the fight took a bit longer than it needed to. Nonetheless, we won the battle and we move on. After we save Pico, we make our way to Dewford Town, where we take on Brawley. But after a few attempts, I just can't get past his Makuhita. Eventually, after grinding for a while, I get this run where I basically sweep his team without taking too much damage, and we get the win. Next up is another rival battle, and this one ended up being a lot tougher thanks to a Mudkip finally evolving into a Marshton, who quickly took down Voltron. I decide I need to grind and try again at level 30. Lombre and Slugmo go down in one hit, and then comes out Marshton. Between my Sonic Booms and it hitting itself with confusion, we were able to scrape a victory after it hit a devastating mud shot. Before the next gym, we do the mandatory Wally battle, which ended in a one-shot. Watson time. I take out his Voltorb and Electrike easily, but have issues taking down his Magneton, and eventually faint to his Manectric. After a few attempts, I decide to grind and attempt again at level 35. Voltorb and Electrike take a few hits to go down, and out comes Magneton. Spark takes it to red and leaves it paralyzed, but paralyzes his back with a Thunder Wave. A few more sparks take it down. Outlast is Manectric, and after a few sparks, time for a battle I wasn't looking forward to, the Maxi fight. Our first attempt goes poorly as our attack goes down from IDN's Intimidate, something we desperately need for the camera up to easily takes us down. After grinding and learning Double Team and Secret Power, I can barely scrape out a win after many failed attempts. I move down to Lavridge for the next fight I'm not looking forward to. The Fire-type leader, Flannery. Out first is Numel, and after I set up a few double teams, I take it out with 4 HP remaining. Next is Slugmo, which goes down to a Shockwave, Torkoal is out, and a few Shockwaves take it out. Last is her Camerupt, which misses all its attacks as we take it out with a few secret powers. Wow, was that crazy. I definitely did not deserve that win. I head back to Mauville to purchase Thunderbolt from the Game Corner and teach it to Voltron. Then I move back to Petalburg to take on Norman. Spind is out first, and it goes down to a Thunderbolt. Slocking comes out, and it goes down to 2 Thunderbolts. Vikoroth is next, and 1 Thunderbolt takes it down. Finally, Ladun comes out, but goes down to a Thunderbolt, giving us an easy win. Time for another rival fight, and her team goes down pretty easily. After that, she gives us the TM Fly, and we head to Fort Tree City. Here we take on Winona. First out is Swablu, which goes down in 1 hit. Next is Altaria, and it tanks a Thunderbolt, but then it returns it with a Dragon Dance powered Earthquake that nearly takes us out, but 1 more Thunderbolt takes out Altaria. The rest of our team go down without a problem, and I get the win. In Lily Cove, we have our last rival fight, and we easily take down our team. I create a save where I learn Hidden Power and test its typing, of which I learn it's Fighting, so it's not really ideal, but I'll see if I can make it work. Time for another Maxi fight, and boy do I have some problems again. After several attempts, I get this run where I max out my double teams and take down Magnemite. And up next is Camera Up and goes down after a few secret powers. Outlast is Crobat, but as usual, it goes down to a Thunderbolt. Up next is a fight I definitely wasn't ready for. The Psychic Gym Leaders Tate and Liza. I attempt over and over again on level 61, but I just don't do enough damage or evade enough attacks. The Claydol knows Earthquake, so any attack from that takes us down. So what I decide to do is grind and try every few levels, just to see how much damage I can do. I level up until level 75, where I can do just enough damage, take down the Claydol before it can hit us out with an Earthquake. I sweep the rest of her team with Thunderbolt, and I get the win. I have an Archie fight now, and he's just maxed here with a Sharpedo, so he goes down pretty easily. After saving the world by unleashing Rayquaza, I go and take on the Water Gym. But before I do, I achieve pure satisfaction by solving the Ice Floor Maze on my first try, a feat I never accomplished as a kid. Anyways, one time. As expected, I took out most of his team with one Thunderbolt, besides his Whiscash, which is part ground, so 2 returns get me the win. Of course, I did take a massive Earthquake, but still, I won. I finally make my way to Victory Road and take on Wally, of which we basically just sweep his team. I make my way to the Pokemon League and heal up before I enter. This is your last chance to comment on whether you think I can win this or not. Let's finish this. First of the Elite Four is Dark Trainer Sid. He sends out his Mightyena, which goes down to a Shockwave. Next is Crawdaunt and goes down the same way. Shift Tree is out and nearly goes down to a Thunderbolt, but a Shockwave finishes it off. Cacturn lands in red off of Thunderbolt, then full restores next turn, so I hit it again with Thunderbolt. He uses another full restore and I hit it with a weak Shockwave and take it down with another one. Outlast is Absol, which uses a Sword Dance, but goes down to a Thunderbolt. After healing up, I move on to Ghost Trainer Phoebe, and outburst is her Dusclops, who spams Protect, but eventually I'm able to take it down with a Thunderbolt. Her second Dusclops comes out, and I land a weak Shockwave while she hits a massive Earthquake, landing us in the yellow. It restores HP using a berry, and I finish it off with a Thunderbolt. Luckily, the rest of her team goes down with a one-shot, so we're able to move on. I heal up once again and take on Ice Trainer Glacia. First out is Celia, which goes down to a Thunderbolt. Walrein is next and also faints to a Thunderbolt. Glalie is out and we take it out with a Thunderbolt. The second Celio is next and goes down to a Thunderbolt. Outlast is your second Glalie, which I test Hidden Power on, but since it isn't Stab, it doesn't do much. After back and forth with it, we finally take it out and move on. After healing up, I take on Dragon Trainer Drake. I set up double teams on Shelgon, but they weren't enough to survive Flygon's Earthquake. I eventually give up after several attempts in order to get the Magnet item from the Trick House to boost Thunderbolt's attack. I then get this attempt where I max out double teams and easily sweep his team with Thunderbolt except for his Flygon, which tanks a few returns, but eventually goes down. I finally made it to the champion, and considering he's a water type, I felt very confident on my chances. However, one of two things happened. Either Wailord hit a powerful water spout, or we got hit by one of Whiscash's Earthquakes. Eventually, I get this run where I max out double teams on Wailord and take it out with 3 HP remaining. Instead of resetting, I decide to continue and take out his Gyarados with a Thunderbolt. Next is Whiscash, who misses every attack, and we take it out with a few returns. The rest of his team go down with a Thunderbolt, and we beat the champion. While I have beat the challenge, I wanted to see if I could beat the Secret Steven fight in Meteor Falls. Of course, I don't think I can win. I mean, just look at his team. But I'll try anyways. Our first attempt goes poorly as his Claydol is just way too powerful. After forgetting Hidden Power for Toxic, I get this run, where I max out double teams on Skarmory and finish it off with a Thunderbolt. Aggron is next, but goes down to a Thunderbolt. Pseudo-Legendary Metagross is out, and between it healing with berries and full restores, we eventually take it out with a Thunderbolt. Next is the ever-so-threatening Claydol. I poison it with Toxic and hit a few returns, landing it in red. He uses a full restore and I poison again, and eventually I would take it out with a return. Armaldo is out next, and he goes down to a Thunderbolt. Outlast is his Cradily, and between me poisoning it and using Thunderbolt, we eventually get it down, and we finally beat the game and get the win. Whew, was that a tough challenge. I never expected to win or even defeat Steven, but I did. I think this challenge gave me a lot more appreciation for my favorite Pokemon, as Voltron really put in the effort and got us that win. As for my next challenge, I think I'll keep it spooky themed and try to find out if I can beat Pokemon Platinum with only a Drifloon. But as I did with my last challenge, feel free to leave a comment down below on what I should do next. And since I have multiple ideas already, it will probably take some time before I get to those. Go ahead and join my friend's Discord, the link is down below, And let me plug my friends too. Their links are in the description. And anyways, thanks for watching.